Gustavo Dantas. This is Christian Varlon. We're here in Uniao HQ in Rio at Upper. And I want to talk about a topic that very often a lot of my students ask me, or sometimes seminars, or I think probably some of the viewers may have the same question. It's, Gustavo, I'm always getting stuck in a side mount. What should I do? Can you show me a good side mount escape? And the first thing I always say is don't get there. But it's pretty easily said. But the thing is, we need to understand that I have good news and bad news about that. The bad news is that there's no magical escape, any 100% guarantee or money back escape that you're going to do this and no matter what you're going to get out of it. You need to understand that this is a dominant position that your opponent's at. So it's not meant to be easy to escape. So if someone is doing a good job maintaining a side mount or back, or any dominant position, you will struggle to get out. And maybe, hopefully you can get out, but sometimes you cannot. This is something that you need to learn how to deal with it. But the good news is that you can improve your leg movement, improve your grips, manage your distance better, understand when it's time to pull, when it's time to push, and hopefully this increase your odds of maintaining your guard, and hopefully you don't have to use your escapes at all. But the thing is, when we start talking about maintaining position, I'm going to use a little example. Of course, we need to understand, we need to know, practice all the escapes, right? This is something you need to know, but we're not going to absolutely, you can rely on it, because if you don't understand the source of the problem, understand what kind of reactions your opponent may have, practice the escape, it won't solve the problem. So I'm going to use one example here because I think every position you have key points, and once you understand the key points of whatever guard you're trying to play, things start making more sense. So it takes a little while to understand all that. So I'm going to use this example of, sometimes some people call 93, some people Z guard, half guard, whatever you want to call. There are different ways to deal with this position. I'm going to show this here, like I can have a grip controlling from inside. I can have my grip with a thumb in. So we're going to have a few different things to talk about. Because when you get this, there's no right or wrong. Some people defend in theory to play here and to play here, so avoid crossface or stay here. Sometimes grip outside, sometimes grip in. See, if I'm pulling motion, grip this way. If I'm trying to frame up, a little out. So different, and always keeping the distance, not getting too long. So we need to figure out what's the best for you. All right, and understand we have, at this point, we have 4 key points. 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? And according to what attack I'm going to use, I may have an outside grip, I may have inside. As I mentioned, I can stay thumb in or thumb out. But as soon as I get here, you need to understand that in order to attack, you must be ready to defend yourself first, right? So I can't just be here trying to sweep and I'm all over the place. As soon as you get in whatever formation you're trying to use, and this is just one example, because it doesn't matter if you're playing a specific guard, let's say, whatever, spider guard, and you know 50 cool moves. But if you don't know how to maintain your guard and be familiar with what kind of options that your opponent's gonna try to use on you, different reactions that he might have, you're not gonna have a chance to use any of those moves. So you need to be familiar with some of the attacks that the person might try. So when I'm here, I'm using my left hand to keep the distance. This one, keep the distance as well. So everything I'm locked in. As soon as I get to this position, now I'm ready to start attacking. As I mentioned, some people use different ways. Some people lock their feet, they keep their shin. There are different options. So first I'm going to go on the bottom. So I try to get my students to, let's say, we're talking about a specific position here. We get to this position and she is ready to go. She got all the grips, everything is on check. Now, she needs to keep her key points, and what I need to do, I need to just get rid of some of the key points. For instance, if I do this here, now there's one thing missing. There's one key point missing. So if she tries to attack right now, probably won't be the smartest thing. If I was on the bottom, or what I recommend to my students would go and get it back, right? Because as soon as you go here, that might be the beginning of me starting my attack. So one, or maybe I start to get under and she doesn't follow. So now I'm in. And now I can little by little improve my position. Maybe the bottom leg is here. I get rid of it. I windshield wiper, get rid of the hook, and I can start passing. Or I get rid of the grip, the same thing, start kind of like changing the distance. So I'm always trying to get rid of one of the key points. So if you get to the point that I take the whole keychain here, you're probably going to get the worst of it. So you need to make sure that don't ignore what people are doing. If someone did this here, don't try to attack. Go get it back. Keep your distance. If someone start getting under, get your leg back. Keep your distance. If someone get rid of your bottom hook, get it back. If you do like playing with the pants, someone breaks it, go get it back. Some people control the arm. They try to stay here with the sleeve. It doesn't matter. It's like how you want to play, but you just need to watch the key points. So as soon as you get here, again, from this formation, it can lead to a lot of different plays here. So I can try to just open to start eventually playing just standard half guard, or I can try to open and start going for deep half, or I can stay here, and there are a lot of different attacks that I can go, controlling collar, sleeve, or the sleeve, always according to what my opponent's giving to me. So if I notice that someone is leaning a lot to this side here, it will be pretty challenging for me to try to go that way. So I need to be able to read what my opponent is doing so I can maximize my options here. I don't have to waste a lot of energy. So of course it takes a lot to get the knowledge, but as soon as you understand the key points, start getting like different attacks by different reactions. I'll be leaning to the right, to the left, forward, back, so I don't have to insist in the same position over and over, and maybe you won't be successful. So real quick, so this little drill, just real quick, will be like this. So they break grip, get it back. They get under, get back in. They break it, go get it back. Here, get back in. Because as soon as, let's say, windshield wiper, so as soon as I get here, am I going to try to sweep into this? Actually, just going to run to the side. There's nothing stopping. So remember, if you're not ready to defend yourself, make sure that you stop, get everything back in place. Even if you're not familiar with some of the attacks that your opponent might be doing, but just for the fact that it broke this grip, I don't care how you break the here, like this wasn't here, and look at the distance. Now it's compromising the distance. I need to go get it back with whatever you're doing. This here is really good for pulling. This is, when people putting pressure, is really good for pushing away. So at this point, you just decide where you want to go. Hey, my name is Gustavo Dantas. I'm the president of Uniao USA, and I'm visiting the Uniao HQ at Upper and Rio, and you're watching Jits